I am really an eternal being. Nothing can happen to me. You begin to get glimpses that nothing can actually happen to you. Nothing can happen to you because you're always here. You can never be not here. Are you understanding what I'm saying? You can never be not here. You're always here. I don't mean this room. I don't mean this particular situation. You're always here. Wherever you are, you're always here. And if your body falls away, you're always here because it was never the body. The body was simply a covering to express that now here. Do you understand?
Burt, I try to open to that, and yet it seems it's easy to say that in a room like this when we're not in such terrible circumstances, and yet there are others that are in just so much pain.
Oh yes, and the pain is very real to them. But what if they had the grace of really experiencing that, really staying with it? You see, it's a different dynamic. Really, it really is. You know, I'm talking from experience here. I was dying. When was it? About a year ago. Last May, and one doctor said it was blood poisoning, but I'm not sure. Anyway, my legs swell up, twice the size. My whole back was all different colors, and I was so weak I couldn't even stand and walk, and I was as white as a sheet, and finally we had to call the hospital, the ambulance, to come and take me away. But at that point, I thought I was going to die, and I accepted it. I said, well, there's I always, think of Bhagavan, you see, because to me that's here now. And it says, well, what can happen? I accept it. Well, I entered the hospital, and there were, the doctors there, and the nurses, and the whole environment. All of a sudden, everything disappeared. And there was no longer Burt, or doctors, or nurses, or patients. There was just this movement of bodies walking around, okay, but there's this light, which is this beautiful light, which I wasn't. There was only this light. I don't know where Burt was. There was just this light, which was so beautiful, so incredible. And I felt so good. I had a smile on my face throughout. Doctors are saying, this is serious, and we'll put you on isolation because, were you outside in some foreign country, you contracted some rare disease? And I'm smiling, right? Huh? And I'm totally in bliss. And they put me in a small room, total isolation, and Sylvia stayed with me. She stayed on the floor. They kept me there for 16 hours to examine what the hell was going on with me, and I was happy. Really was. I was a good patient. And and 4 or 5 days later I came home, and I was okay. But the feeling came that everything is okay. She, Sylvia was incredible. She was an angel. She had her own experience too from this. And she was with me 100%, and she bought me food because the hospital food was absolutely. And but it was an experience, but it's like nothing happened. I came home, and that was that.
So, from my understanding, you say ultimately you created that.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. We create and we don't create. Things happen. Mm-hmm. I stopped figuring out a long time ago why things happen. I don't care why things happen. Mm-hmm. I know who I am, and that's what's important. And whatever happens, happens. I don't want anything more serious happen again. Mm-hmm. But if it happens, then it happens. You see, but yeah. No, people have asked me, I had some people write me emails. They says, well, you got sick, and that means there's something for you to learn, and there's something this happened, and why did you get, and people from Course in Miracles, they also ask me questions like, and I said, because sickness and illness is something that, it's a belief. Yeah, it's a belief. And I say, yeah, I go along with you, but I said, I'm not trying to figure out why or what or which. It happened, and that's that.
But
you know?
our thought creates our world, yeah?
Yes, thought creates our world, yeah. I could have created it, you see? In a way I have. But does it really help to know, you know, the point is to see it for what it is. There's illness, and I go along with it. And I accept it. I move with it. The point is not to take it seriously. The point is not to resist it. You see?